Hello, namaste, welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about humanities careers or arts careers, performing arts, industrial arts, liberal arts, many more. Arts as a career. So typically, somebody who's interested to pursue more like artistic, more like collaborative, communicative, those kind of areas. We'll touch upon the journalism, mass communication, not just limiting to them. We're going to discuss about event management. We'll also discuss about hospitality, travel, tourism, and many more. Of course, some of the social sciences, psychology, those kind of aspects as well. So this video is dedicated to all the students who are aspiring to pursue humanities as a stream, as a domain, and pursue some or the other career in that domain. So it will give you an indicative list and then enhance, broaden your thought process to think through and consider them. And of course, I always suggest that do due diligence, enough research about that specific career, the prospects of that career. But in this video, we're going to touch upon at a very high level what are the possibilities for a humanities student. So let's get going, my friends. Well, humanities careers, as we were talking about. So what are these careers? Like I said, we're going to talk about some of the contemporary as in they were there yesterday, they continue to exist today, and they're going to continue tomorrow as well. And the next segment is some of the futuristic and trending careers. So let's get going. The first one on the list, historian, archaeologist, anthropologist. If you want to be a researcher, analyze and interpret historical events and trends, then historian is one of the career with BA history with a humanities background at a +2 level. Archaeologists who are very keen, students who are very keen about civilizations, cultures through excavation and many other things. Archaeology is another avenue to consider, and at the same time anthropology, it investigates about the human societies, various cultures and human behaviors and so on and so forth. So this is an anthropologist. So basically a student who want to pursue these careers, they will start their journey from +2 level into the humanities stream, and then they eventually lead into Bachelor of Arts, Fine Arts, Liberal Arts, and they kind of major into various careers. Now the next one, as we keep going, sociologist, psychologist, and social worker. These are some of the very good careers. If you see, anything to do with sociology is about the social behavior, examining the social behavior and various institutions and give them a structure. If that is what you want to do, then sociologist is a career to consider. And psychologist, you could do a BA psychology. You want to study human behavior, human mind, and work in the field of applied psychology, in counseling psychology, then psychology, BA psychology is one of the very good course with a humanities background. And social work, social service. This is one of the very interesting career and has a lot of untapped potential as a social worker. Most of us think that it's a stigma that we keep thinking that social work is something that charity you're going to do. Social service as a charity you're going to do. Not necessarily. When you donate something, that's a charity. But here, when you look at social work, this is a profession. Every corporate has got a corporate social responsibility as a division. There are a lot of NGOs, there are a lot of government initiatives where you could be part of. Now counselor, you could provide a career guidance. For that matter, you could do a lot of therapeutic requirements by becoming a counselor, and you could also become a philosopher as in exploring the fundamentals in the questions about our existence, the knowledge, and a lot of other aspects as a philosopher. Ethicist, it's more about it's like these are the people who specialize in the moral philosophy, addressing various ethical dilemmas. These people play a crucial role, especially a lot of technology, the digital transformation that is happening. And another one on that list is linguist. Basically, these are the people who analyzes languages, the structure and the way people communicate, and then make it a better place for everybody. So you could become a linguist as well. And some more, you could become an English language and literature professor. Of course, a BA literature to begin with in English as a specialization. You could eventually become a professor in that, and foreign language teacher. I know there must be a question going in your mind, with especially AI playing a crucial role. How is this foreign language teaching all that going to take place? But yes, always there's a human touch. You know, a person teaching a person is always irreplaceable. And of course, writer, author. Now, there is no age barrier. You don't have to be of certain age, of certain stage. Anybody, even at your school, college level, you can be a writer, author. You can author your own book and publish as well. And some more on that list: journalist, editor, translator, interpreter. So this is primarily into the mass communication, media and journalism. And within journalism there are many more. Editing is more of a back end job. Journalism is kind of more the front end, the field reporting kind of a job. Precisely, editing could be more like proofreading, editing and all. Though there are a lot of AI tools, of course you need to coin such words. That's only a human being can do a better thing. Translator, interpreter, though a lot of technology advancements that are undergoing, translating, interpreting with a human touch is always a good career to look after. And some more on that list: public relations specialist, political scientist, international relations specialist, geographer. So if you look at, these are again some of the core humanities, especially international relations. This is very essential to be a diplomat. Diplomacy to make sure there are right relations established globally for your country, for your nation. And of course, political scientist, psephologist, political analyst is another area that you, especially with a lot of political analysts being tied up with the political parties and then rendering a lot of their work. So, and of course, public relations specialist is the PR we call. This is one of the traditional, and geography is another one which is been there for quite some time as a traditional career opportunity. And look at more specifically here: art historian, musician, actor, actress. You're interested to get into the field of films, media and all, musician, actor, actress. And I don't think I'll have to emphasize any more on that. There have been a lot of professional courses. There have been a lot of professional courses than the traditional methods of becoming an actor or musician. And of course, the art historian is basically the person who researches and analyzes the movements, the styles, and through various historical artifacts and all, and so on and so forth. And of course, and some more: urban planning, environmental scientist, museum curator. Urban planning and environmental scientists have been at the helm of that list. So please do consider, if you want to make sure that how to plan urban living, how to address various urban issues that we face across cities, metros and so on. Environmental scientists, we all know that environment, carbon neutral, all that, lot of initiatives, these G20 or UN, all that give a lot of resolutions around these topics. But to put them into practice, we need people on ground. And of course, museum curator are the ones who are like museology, museum, who are more like inclined towards those areas. And you also have dancer, choreographer. It is again something related to films, actor, actress, musician. And of course, theater director, art director, graphic designer. These are another set of more associated with the media, with the films and media. And not only that, when it comes to design, fashion designer, interior designer, exterior designer, apparel designer, footwear designer, there are a lot more on that design front. And of course, film director. And I'm sure most of you as young boys and girls would want to venture into the film direction as a career, besides the design as a career. And screenwriting, film critic, photographer. Believe me, by the way, you can choose some of these careers as your hobby, as your free time careers as well, while you have something that as a primary bread earning career for you. You could make these as a part-time or a free time career, especially Some of you might find it challenging to convince your parents. Some of the parents will have a lot of hesitation because of the longevity or the success or the stability of some of these careers. So you could pursue as a passion as well. And of course, eventually, over a period of time, when you reach a break even, probably this might take over your main career, which is perfectly fine. And some more on that list: curriculum developer, librarian, religious leader, and historic preservationalist. Curriculum developer or instructional designer, this is a lot of demand, especially there's an online digital content that is taking place. So librarian is again a traditional contemporary kind of a role, which is largely getting automated with technology taking over. And some of the youngsters, some boys and girls whom I meet, especially who have that religious background, especially with their parents being working in those missionaries, or depending on the religion and all, that's another opportunity that I come across. A lot of young boys and girls would want to walk in their footsteps of their parents who have been already in that journey. And some has an encouragement right from the beginning, when early age onwards, so they could also look at. And there are a lot of professional directions courses that are also available. And of course, historical preservationist, this is historian, museologist, archaeologist, that falls into that category. And not only that, a cultural resource manager, travel writer, blogger, cartographer creates maps and geographic visualizations for various purposes. This is again some of the unique niche skill that you could consider. Travel writer, blogger, like I said, this could be your part-time or a free time career. You could write to various magazines or online portals and so on and so forth. Cultural resource manager, cultural resources on heritage sites, who have got that hold, who especially wanted to get to travel, tourism, those kind of areas would eventually lead you to those positions. And some more: speech writer, public historian, foreign service officer, diplomat. We talked about some of these earlier as well. Speech writing has become a very crucial. Now you look at a lot of leaders, both in the corporate and in the political segment or in the public life. They give a wonderful speeches. It is not that they write those speeches. There are people behind them who have been working relentlessly, tirelessly to write those speeches. Especially public speaking, you could pursue. Here again, language becomes your background. That's a baseline. Public historian, this is basically make history accessible through various events, exhibitions, and educational programs. You could work in that domain. And of course, foreign service officer, the civil services, becoming a diplomat, especially the international relations and all, eventually would lead you to get there. And the list doesn't end there. We're going to look at some more: travel agent, market researcher, non-profit fundraiser, archivist. These are the careers within the history, travel, and social service segment. Do consider, take a look at them. The idea of this video is to give you an indicative list about what are the various prospects that a student can pursue when it comes to humanities as a career. Because it is most of the time it is a stigma that they think that it's only journalism, business management, or design. These are the only careers. Not just limiting to that. Even in those domains, there are a huge number of career opportunities which are worth considering. So that's the whole idea of putting together all these details into these videos. And I hope you are enjoying. We have some more to come in. Those are the futuristic and trending. Digital humanities specialist, user experience developer, content strategist. See, look at content development, instructional designer, content strategist, how it should be organized, and user experience and UX designer. Everybody thinks that user experience designer, your UX UI designer, is somebody has to have an engineering or a computer science background. Not necessarily engineering, not necessarily maths. A humanities student also can become by pursuing. These are some of the professional courses, skills that you can acquire over the years, even with humanities background. And same goes with digital humanities specialists as well. I would suggest that you pick up these clues and do little more reading about these careers, though there's an indicative description that I'm presenting here on these on the list here. But I want you to take this as an opportunity pick up those clues, whichever finds you relatively close, and then do your deep dive, and then make your decisions accordingly. And look at some more cultural intelligence consultant. See, that's some of the new roles or new criteria that is evolving. We have been it's been the entire world, the entire globe has become a small village, especially because of the connectivity or internet. So cultural intelligence consultant are the individuals that navigate cultural differences and improve intellectual communication across the intercultural, intracultural, very at a very intellectual level, not at pointing fingers at each other. And of course, storytelling consultant and sustainability advocate. Storytelling, if you are very good at public speaking, if your language is very good, then storytelling becomes a wonderful opportunity for you. Again, you don't necessarily have to consider them as a full-time, you could consider them as a part-time, and if you are very passionate about, you could pursue them. These are as a full-time careers. These are the niche skills which are required today. Sustainability advocate, working in the field of law and legal enforcement, so looking at some of those avenues as well. Now furthermore, the list continues: mental health counselor, conflict resolution specialist, ethical hacker. Ethical hacker is again something to do with cyber security, information security. Again, it's a myth that if you want to become an ethical hacker, you don't necessarily have to have a maths as a background. You can come with any background. You can come from humanities, you can come from commerce as well. Of course, the idea of this video is to give you an overview about humanities careers. It is good that you can do humanities at your +2 level, and after that you could look at some BA computers, BCom computers as an eventual opportunity. And the next one is conflict resolution specialist. There will be a lot of conflicts which get to the court, and eventually not all of them will get settled soon. So you could resolve them before court, before outside of the judiciary system, and then become. And of course, these not only in the legal spectrum but in the corporate world, in a regular environment also you have. And of course, the mental health counselor, this is again something to do with the psychology as a background and so on. And there's again a lot of youngsters are very crucial about blogging, podcasting, YouTubing and all that. Yes, you can become a content creator. Until you get to that break even, continue to do it. But my advice is, or the way I look at it is, you should have some impactful content and a content that can be continued for a longer period of time until you make that impact. And don't fall prey for I will make one video viral and eventually I get people to follow me, I get their subscription and all. Those are only very rarely that can happen, but you can't bet all your time and efforts and money onto that. So continue doing. So it will teach you a new skill. You will evolve as a person as well. And of course, cultural heritage manager, equity and inclusion officer. Right. So these are the other areas I want you to look at and then see what makes sense to you, and then do a deep dive, dwell into them and gain more perspective. Though the idea of this video is only to give you a high level indicative list and set you some context and give you some perspective. So that's the whole idea. And let's get going. Elderly care coordinator, artificial intelligence ethicist, public health advocate. Look at those titles. These are the titles which have been evolving in the recent past, and they're going to be flourishing in the years to come, in the days to come, in the months to come. So look at them. Elderly care coordination, this is something on the human behavior, human mind and the social sciences segment. Look at the artificial intelligence ethicist, the person who is responsible to develop AI development and usage, addressing ethical concerns. AI law has not been evolved yet. It is still being, evolving. So these are some of the areas that you could look at. It is not about what careers exist today. It is always about the careers what are going to exist 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line. Only then you're going to, make a foolproof career planning for yourself, my friends. And of course, in the field of journalism, it is not a traditional political reporting or sports reporting. Look at sustainability journalism, cultural broker, content moderator. These are some of the purely futuristic, and I know some of these namings or the conventions of these names would blow your mind, but that's perfectly fine. Just dwell into them by looking at these indication and then do further research about these careers so that you could plan for your future. Of course, eventually you would start your journey with a humanities student at your +2 level. That's the whole idea. And of course, the LGBTQ rights advocate, especially the third gender and all of that, data privacy officer, positive psychology coach. We human mind, if you look at it, is more attracted to a lot of negative connotation. You need to teach positivity, you need to coach people about positivity and staying positive. Data privacy today, everywhere it's a copy paste. Okay, so you got to be very clear about advocating. This is what we call it as information literacy or a technology literacy as well. And LGBTQ, advocating the rights and promote equality and acceptance across all genders. So this has become a reality. So you can't shy away from talking about it. So if you could specialize in those areas, if you want to become an advocate, that's the way to look at, my friend. And not only that, sustainability consultant, food culture researcher, digital nomad advisor, healthcare navigator. Look at those names. Look at those naming conventions that are there as a careers. These are all purely futuristic, my friends. Take a deep dive, pick up these indicative list, and then pick up the clues. So by watching this video for 10-15 minutes, you would get a lot of information about various futuristic, trending and contemporary careers in the field of humanity. Well, thank you. I hope that information was useful, and thank you for watching this video. The information what we discussed, the careers what we discussed in that specific domain, I hope that was useful and set some context to your understanding, to your learning, and I also wish that your understanding origin expands and your awareness is uplifted over this throughout this video. And don't stop, please don't stop at that point. Take these as clues, and as I mentioned, these are the indicative list of careers that you could explore in that specific domain. Take this as an indicative list, move on with your research. Do research about, go on internet and then go to various websites and then do this research about various prospects, the future of these careers, how much is that going to pay, and see what is inclining and what is that you're fascinated about. Get a group of them, get a handful of careers, and then see how much of them is really making sense to you, and then shortlist one. So that will put you in a position where you can make an informed career decision, my friends. And thank you so much once again for watching this video, and thank you for your encouragement thus far. And I hope it adds value, and I keep coming up, we keep coming up with more such videos in the near future. And to give us some encouragement, please do make sure or do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our videos, and do leave some comments in the comment section, so that it adds a lot of encouragement to us, and then we could bring up a lot of information that adds value to you, so that you could plan your careers well. Thank you so much. Do take care.